We often try to keep politics out of the workplace, but is there any type of political activity that's actually protected in our work settings? The 1978 Supreme Court case of Eastex Incorporated versus National Labor Relations Board examines this question in the context of the National Labor Relations Act. Eastex Incorporated was a paper manufacturer in Texas, a right-to-work state. Many of Eastex's production employees were members of the local chapter of an international paper workers union. In 1974, local union leadership sought to distribute a newsletter to production employees in non-working areas at the Eastex plant. Sections 1 and 4 of the 4-section newsletter focused on strengthening the union, recruiting new members, and generally garnering support. Section 2 encouraged employees to contact legislators to oppose a proposed revision to Texas's Constitution that incorporated a right-to-work statute. Section 3 addressed the recent veto by the country's president of a minimum wage increase and reminded employees to vote so that allies and not enemies would be elected. Eastex didn't allow the union to distribute the newsletter in any of its non-working areas, contending that the union had alternative ways to communicate with employees who were already paid more than the minimum wage, and that the newsletter contents had nothing to do with workplace conditions at Eastex. The local chapter filed an unfair practice claim with the National Labor Relations Board, alleging that Eastex's denial constituted interference with the employees' rights under the National Labor Relations Act. An administrative hearing was held, concluding that distribution of the entire newsletter was protected as concerted activity under the Act, and that Eastex's prohibition violated the workers' rights under the Act. The board affirmed, ordering Eastex to allow employees to distribute the newsletter as requested. On separate petitions to appeal and enforce the order, the Fifth Circuit enforced it, and the Supreme Court agreed to review the matter.